Let's say you're the head of a major airline, or perhaps in charge of the fleet at this hypothetical airline. Based on recent success, you're feeling quite certain that passenger demand for your services will grow in the coming years, and so maybe it's time to place an order for brand new jets directly with Boeing. After all, doing so will avoid the higher acquisition costs associated with leasing aircraft. It also avoids the higher maintenance and operational costs associated with buying older, used aircraft. So, if we assume that making a deal with Boeing now will place your new future jets at the back of the line, how long will it take? Let's look at the production rates and backlogs of the American plane maker for today's video. First off, with so much information to present, we thought it best to make two separate videos on aircraft production rates and backlogs. This first video will focus on Boeing, and a companion video about Airbus will be coming soon. So when it comes to Boeing, the American firm's 2024 performance was notably quite poor. If you've been following aviation news at all, you'll know that low output was the result of continued supply chain issues, an output cap imposed by the FAA following the Alaska Airlines door plug blowout, and the prolonged strike by machinists working at Boeing's Everett operations. The plane maker delivered 348 commercial aircraft last year, namely 265 737 MAXs, 18 767Fs, 14 777Fs, and 51 787s. In terms of monthly averages, that's 22 737s per month, 1.5 767Fs, a little over 1 777F, and 4.25 787s. Of course, using averages for 2024 is completely absurd due to the strike, since, with the exception of the 787, 0 jets were being delivered between September and early or mid-December. With Boeing's non-union workers in South Carolina, 787 production continued unaffected by the industrial action. When it comes to 737 MAX output, we know that Boeing is approved to have an output rate of 38 jets per month. However, it's not likely that the company is at this level just yet. When asked by investigators on August 7th what the production rate was prior to the January 2024 accident, Elizabeth Lund, Senior Vice President of Quality at Boeing, stated that the company had approved a baseline rate of 38 aircraft per month, but was producing at a rate lower than that, stated to be, quote, upper 20s to low 30s. Lund testified that after the door plug blowout incident, Boeing had dropped that rate considerably lower to quote-unquote single digits. She went on to say that Boeing had been working its way back up to 38 per month, but says the figure, at least at the time of the hearing, was in the 20s. Now, without the strike, Boeing may have gotten its 737 output rate back up to 38 by now, but the most recent news is that the company is still trying to work its way back up to that magic number. As reported by The Air Current in late December 2024, Boeing is hoping to reach a rate of 38 per month by May 2025. This news apparently comes from multiple people familiar with Boeing's planning inside the company and the supply chain. Boeing's 737 backlog, posted on its website at the time of making this video, is 4,303. And so, with its 38 per month rate, this would be more than 113 months, which is close to 9.5 years. Now, let's hope for the best and assume Boeing will get its supply chain and production issues ironed out eventually. The company did have a pre-pandemic goal of 57 aircraft per month, something that it hopes to achieve sometime around February 2026. Getting up to this rate would certainly shave a year or two off the waiting time. So, let's say that placing a 737 order now would result in a first delivery in 7 to 9 years. For the 787 Dreamliner, it's been reported that Boeing had been trying to bring production back to a rate of 5 per month by the end of 2024. Assuming it has reached this rate or will reach it soon, its backlog of 719 Dreamliner airframes would take 144 months or 12 years to clear. However, Boeing is hoping to fix this by spending $1 billion on infrastructure and more jobs, which will support increased 787 production. As noted by Reuters, Boeing hopes to meet an earlier output target of 10 per month by 2026. Obviously, doubling the rate would halve the wait time. If we assume all goes as planned with this rate increase, then you'd be waiting around 6.5 to 7 years for your brand new 787. And then for the 777 program, it's been reported that Boeing is currently pushing out aircraft at a rate of 3 per month. This mainly has to do with the 777 freighter based on the 777-200 airframe. It's one of those aircraft you soon won't be able to order. As noted by Air Cargo News, from 2028, companies will no longer be able to order production 777Fs due to stricter emissions regulations. Data from Boeing's website, sourced in mid-January, stated that it has 76 of these airframes yet to be delivered, resulting in a roughly 2-year wait if you were to order this generation of 777 freighter today. In August, CAPA reported that Boeing was expected to increase production to approximately 4 aircraft per month in 2025/26, comprising 3 777Fs and 1 777-9. It seems strange to us that Boeing is building aircraft not yet officially certified by regulators, but it must be quite confident that its 777-9s will get the green light eventually, without the need for major changes to airframes that have already been built. In addition to the 4 777-9 airframes already produced for testing and certification processes, Planespotters.net's production list data shows nearly 30 777-9 airframes built or in the process of being built. Boeing's 777 backlog, which is a mix of older 777 freighters, next-generation freighters, and passenger-9s, currently sits at 464. With the 4 per month target, that's a wait time of nearly 10 years. However, we know that in the past, Boeing has produced over 8 777s per month, so if Boeing can manage to raise the rate in the next few years, maybe you'll only be waiting 7 or 8 years to get your new 777-9. Let's just hope there aren't any further delays to getting the jet into service. Finally, when it comes to the 767 program, it was reported that Boeing is producing these jets at a rate of 3 units per month. The 767 program actually consists of a mix of KC-46 tankers and 767-300F freighters. The twist with this aircraft type is that Boeing has announced plans to end production of the 767-300F in 2027 and is not taking any more orders for the type. A major reason for this stance is the FAA's decision to adopt ICAO 2027 emissions and noise rules. As noted by Leham News, the FAA's move means that the 767-300 freighter and 777 freighter can't be produced from 2028. With this in mind, Boeing will end production once current orders are fulfilled. So with Boeing's current 767 backlog of about 109, the company should be able to wrap up these outstanding orders by the end of 2027. So, if you wanted to order some new Boeing aircraft, there's all the information we have on the company's production rate and backlogs. It should go without saying that these sorts of things are always subject to change for better or for worse, either due to geopolitics, natural disasters, or even just airline customers changing their minds and cancelling orders. But at least now you have a rough idea of just how long you'll need to wait for those brand new Boeings. What are your thoughts on Boeing's production situation and goals? Let us know by leaving a comment.
Simple Flying publishes over 150 articles every week. If you're looking for the latest aviation news and insights, visit simpleflying.com.